What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we have some breaking news. The Virginia Supreme Court, they struck down the redistricting in the state of Virginia. We're going to talk a little bit about this. What does this mean for the future? Did Democrats lose or Republicans win? What does this mean for the midterm election? We're going to talk about all of that in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so first off, let me show you a clip. We'll watch CNN and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about it. Here we go.
Breaking news, a huge defeat for Democrats in the redistricting wars. Their new Virginia map struck down. I'm Dana Bash. Let's go behind the headlines and inside politics.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Just 2 weeks ago, Democrats were bragging that they turned the tables on Republicans and actually were winning the redistricting war that the GOP started late last year in Texas. Today, things look really different. The Virginia Supreme Court this morning blocked the Democratic gerrymander plan to flip 4 seats from red to blue. The ruling was on a legislative technicality. The court said Democrats used an unconstitutional process to put the referendum on the ballot. But technicality or not, it's a huge loss for Democrats who spent tens of millions of dollars persuading Virginia voters to approve the new map. And it comes one day after Tennessee's governor signed into law a new Republican gerrymander that breaks up the only majority black district in the state. Louisiana, Alabama, and South Carolina may soon pass their own last-minute maps. So here's where that leaves the redistricting wars nationwide right now. Republicans have targeted 14 extra seats. Democrats could pick up 6. Theoretically, it would be an 8-seat GOP advantage. But here's an important caveat. Just because a seat is redrawn by Republicans or even Democrats doesn't mean it automatically goes that way, especially in a year like this one. I'm joined by a terrific group of reporters here at the table. The president did not waste much time crowing about this Supreme Court decision in Virginia. He said, huge win for the Republican Party and America in Virginia. The Virginia Supreme Court has just struck down the Democrats' horrible gerrymander, Make America Great Again. If you talk to Democrats privately, they don't disagree with what the president just said. It is a big loss. Here's one senior Democratic official who I was texting with as I saw this report told me, not good. A major upset in our bid to win the House back, though we still can prevail. But the hill just got a little steeper, Isaac.
Yeah, another Democratic operative who's working on House races this year said to me, look, 1.6 million people cast their vote and decided a very, very specific thing. And 4 unelected judges just said, piss off. I mean, that is the feeling among Democrats now. A real stinging defeat here. They thought that they would be getting this advantage in a bunch of these House districts in Virginia. Now they won't be. And there is not a lot of time left to get seats anywhere else, even as Republican-led states are moving, as you point out in that map, to try to get a couple more seats for them. This is, it is up to the people to vote, but this is very much a case of the politicians choosing the voters before the voters choose the politicians.
Which, again, we should underscore, everybody is doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Started the mid-decade push to do this, started at the White House with President Trump.
Okay, so that is the current situation in Virginia. The legislators didn't go through the proper procedure, and that's why the Supreme Court, the Virginia Supreme Court, went ahead and struck this down. So what does this mean for the future? Now, I do want to go, okay, so I want to go back to this map that they were showing. So they showed this map here, and it shows here what? Republicans 14, Democrats +6. Okay, so that's what we would be looking at in the redistricting as it stands right now. However, we still have Louisiana, we have Alabama, we have South Carolina. They are working on redistricting as well, which we could see some seats added for Republicans there. So we could see maybe one seat in Louisiana, maybe 1 or 2 seats in Alabama, and then maybe 1 seat in South Carolina. So they could potentially get another 4 seats. Okay, so this could change from Republican +14 to Republican +18. And remember, Democrats need to net 3 seats. As it stands right now, Democrats need to net 3 seats in order to take back control of the House. So right now, it's not going to be that hard for Democrats to take back control of the House just because they only need to net 3 seats. But if you start adding up all these different seats here in the redistricting, it could make it harder for Democrats, or it will make it harder for Democrats to take back control of the House. That doesn't mean that they won't be able to take back control of the House. And if we look historically speaking, Democrats have the advantage right now. They have the advantage to take back the House. And this is because generally the president's party will lose seats in that midterm election, that following midterm election. We saw this situation in 2018. We had the same president, we had the midterm election, and guess what? Democrats won, 40 seats or 41 seats. And that was in a different climate. That wasn't in the climate that we're in right now. The climate that we are in right now is much worse than it was back in 2018. We're looking at gas prices. We're looking at the cost of food. We're looking at the war in Iran. We're looking at a lot of different things where voters have already spoken up and said, look, we don't accept this. We don't want this. Just look at the special elections. Look at how Democrats have been outperforming Republicans in a lot of these different districts. Even districts where Republicans have the advantage, we are seeing Democrats outperform. And so what that means to me is, even though we're looking at all this different redistricting and this rush, in the South right now, they're rushing to draw new lines so they can pick up these seats. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Democrats will still have enough to take back control of the House. And remember, this doesn't have an impact on the Senate. So all the situation that's going on in the Senate right now, Democrats do have a pathway to take back control of the Senate as well. And so I don't think that's going to change. And then another thing that you have to look at, in Virginia, it was put on the ballot. There was a referendum. You had people that came out and voted for this redistricting. These same voters in November are going to go to the ballot box and they're going to be voting for candidates. Some of these voters will be energized as a result of this situation. Some of these voters are going to say, look, this is what I wanted. The Supreme Court struck it down. Now I'm going to really make my voice be heard. And so the 4 seats that Democrats were saying they could gain 4 seats in the redistricting, but now they won't be able to gain those 4 seats. We could see some of those seats flip anyway, because you're going to have voters that are energized now because they have a reason to be energized because they feel that their vote wasn't heard. And so we'll have to see how it plays out in Virginia. But the main takeaway here is all the gerrymandering that we're hearing about, I do think it will have an impact, but I do not think it's going to be enough to keep Democrats from taking back control of the House. I think we're looking at a wave election. I mean, everything is building up to this. And you have to understand that people just want a better life. They don't care about the whole redistricting and everything. They want politicians to represent them. And if they feel that politicians aren't representing them, I don't care if they're a Democrat or a Republican, they're going to vote against those candidates eventually. And so you can do all the redistricting that you want. You can select, as a politician, you can select your constituents. But if you are not listening to your constituents, and if gas prices continue to rise and food prices continue to rise and inflation overall is rising, and if we're continuing wars in other countries, people are going to get to the point where they're fed up and they're going to want change, no matter what the district shows, no matter how many Republicans and Democrats are in one district. They're going to say, you are to blame, whoever the current politician is, you are to blame for the situation that we're in right now, and we want someone different. So I want to know what you guys think about all this, so let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.